Alright, got yet another game in the round of 64 here between hitR and Nordic Dream Team, Ultioff CD, also known as the Hellborn side. Obviously, round of 64 match here in the CiC Qualifiers, so we'll see who wins and who loses, who goes on to the round of 32 and who does not. Obviously, these are all best of ones. So, win or go home, basically, in every single round. I think the round of 16 starts to be best of threes, but I don't remember. Anyway, bans are out here. Kronos, Empath, Tempest, and Engineer. Kronos once again being banned. Not a surprise anymore to see that hero taken out of the pool, as it happens pretty much every game. But his counterpart in Sir Bensington will be picked up. Those two heroes really, the new suicides, both melee, both extremely powerful, both frequently banned, and picked very early, unless in some games Bensington is just completely ignored, which I think is odd, but hey, I guess, if you can't play him, don't pick him.
Rhapsody.
For the most part, though, bans aren't particularly crazy. Empath and Engineer getting taken out early on, a little odd, but hey, I guess whatever floats your boat. Grouping two of the more powerful supports in the game, even though we don't see NG too much anymore. Empath definitely a very powerful support hero that deserves her place at really at the top 5 of the best support heroes in the game right now. Tempest also being removed and is one of the more powerful and easier jungles to run, so not going to be available to either team. Legion side picking up Dr. Repulsor and Rhapsody. Dr. Repulsor first pick, okay. Not really on board with that, but we'll see how they do it. I had a buddy who we both made a pick, and this was maybe 4 or 5 months ago now, as to two heroes that we thought, or a hero that we thought was like, yeah, why would we not see this hero anymore, or in this competitive scene? He's so powerful. His pick was Doctor. My pick was Puppet Master, and I think I won a little bit in that regard. But no doubt, Doctor having his place in the scene, because there's a while actually there where he looked more right than I did, where we were seeing Doctor regularly, especially during the Icon of the Goddess phase, and he was getting picked up all the time since the Icon received a nerf, and really just since teams started to figure out how to deal with Doctor, which is shut him down early. He has seen a bit of a drop-off, but the Legion side choosing to go with him early. Again, I'm not that big a fan. I just think his laning phase is so bad that it's too easy to shut him down, and it's too easy to prevent him from getting going. If you don't do that, he is ridiculously powerful. But that's true of a lot of heroes that actually are better than him. Moon Queen, same thing. Shut her down early and she does nothing. If you let her go, she will become the most powerful hero in the game. Probably true of Soul Stealer, true of Dark Lady, true of Kronos as a carry, true of Corrupted Disciple to some extent, Sandwraith, even Flint. So perhaps I guess Doctor a bit more gank oriented than most of those heroes, and he does have that advantage going for him, but I'm still not really feeling like he's got a great place here in the competitive scene. But the other two picks, Rhapsody and Bubbles, very, very powerful, absolutely deserving of being top 3 picks, and will complement this Legion lineup very well, obviously. Dr. Repulsor and Rhapsody projected probably to go in that bottom lane unless we see a more offensive dual lane coming out, or perhaps a jungler. I do think that Doctor does need a babysitter. He pretty much can't solo by himself, especially considering you have a Bensington on their team who will destroy him. I would imagine in the Bensington Dr. Repulsor lineup, it's going to be massively favoring the Bensington. So hopefully there will be a babysitter in that bottom lane for Dr. Repulsor, and it'll probably be Rhapsody. Hellborn side picking up Wretched Hag and Solstice on top of their Bensington pick. Wretched Hag, love that hero. Very, very powerful. Probably going to see her in the short lane with Bensington as the suicide, especially considering they have a Solstice in the jungle, probably. So that will allow Hag to be played as the short laner, and will mean that Hellborn are looking for a mid-initiator type hero along with a strong support. A lot of the good supports really getting taken out here, so we'll see what they're able to go for. But I'm thinking, hey, you got Nymphoria, you got Luna, you got Pyromancer, you got Glacius, Voodoo Jester. I don't know, I love Voodoo Jester. I think he's really powerful support. I don't know, we don't see him as much. Master of Arms is still available. No, he's not. Here he goes. So Legion side here clearly banning out the support heroes, Torture and Master of Arms getting taken out first. Hellborn focusing on the junglers, as I think it's pretty clear Legion are going to try to pick up a jungler in this situation. If they were interested in picking up some of these supports, they probably wouldn't be banning them. So I'm suspecting we'll see a jungler pick in the last two selections for the Legion side. Still have War Beast, still have Legionnaire in the pool, so it's impossible for both of those heroes to be removed. But the Hellborn can sort of choose which ones they want to, which one they want to allow the Legion side to play, and I suspect we'll see the LIGO ban here. No, Parasite, excuse me. Parasite's still available, so he'll probably be taken out. Nope, it's gonna be the Kraken. A little interesting there. I would have removed Parasite, but whatever. And instead it's gonna be the Rally pick. That's alright. I don't like Rally very much, but we'll see how he does. Meanwhile, Legion side's band's finished off with the Luna, so once again focusing heavy on the support heroes, and probably gonna wait here to pick up another support as well. No, actually I'd do it now because the Legion might be looking for a second support themselves, and they're almost certainly not looking for their Initiator. And it's gonna be a Hellbringer, so not sure if that's gonna be a support or if it's gonna be an Initiator. He is almost certainly gonna be going middle. I think I'd sort of prefer the support role for Hellbringer, I think, in this situation, just because, A, I'm not a huge Hellbringer fan, and I think you can do the least damage to your own team in that role, but we'll see. And he is really powerful if you can stack a bunch of mana pots and just continue using the dot, because it does a ton of damage, and it's relatively cheap in terms of mana, and you can really effectively keep a hero out of lane by using that dot consistently. But we'll see. Not a hero we see picked up very often, so it's sort of hard to predict where he's going to go and what he's going to do. I do imagine he'll be in that middle lane, but that's just because that seems like the only place for him to go. And it is going to be Parasite last pick here. I do like that. With the Hellborn choosing to go the Solstice jungler, definitely a good decision. It will be a Revenant, so that's going to be the support option here. Hellbringer instead going to be the middle option. And we might be seeing an offensive dual lane here instead of the true Suicide and Benzington. Things are interesting. No, we're going to see Hag middle, Hellbringer Revenant top. I'm going to call that. I think Solstice in the woods, Benzington in the Suicide, Hag in the middle, and Hellbringer Revenant in the top lane. But really, Hellborn going for a non-traditional lineup here, and always fun to see. So we'll see how it works out for them. I like the potential. Legion side have picked up two of my lesser, two heroes I don't regard very highly, lower regarded heroes in Repulsor and Rally. So we'll see. Not sure how well it's going to. You know what? Here's what I can do. I'm going to do some stuff around there. Obviously, you're not looking at any. You can't tell what I'm doing because it's off camera. But let's look at Rally and see how good he is. Yeah, 43% win rate. So, and that's across 28 games that I have data on. It's just not. Nyeh. And we'll see if that changes if he gets played as a Suicide or as a 44% is a Suicide, and 35.7% is an Initiator. So I don't like him, and I guess that's pretty clearly borne out in the numbers. He doesn't seem to win all that much. He does win a little bit more as a Suicide, so we'll see if he ends up going top. Nope, he's going middle. So at this point, Legion's draft is much more traditional. These are all heroes we see pretty regularly. Hellborn's is not. I like Hellborn in this game. I really do. I'm not a huge fan of Hellbringer as a pick, but I like Revenant a lot. I think he has a lot of potential as not only a support but a Suicide. And we just don't see him enough here. Bubble's going to get the ward down, but we'll take a bunch of damage. He's going to Shell Surf away, and that's going to cost him a fair bit of mana and health, so not the greatest start for him. He does get the ward, which is nice, but they also know where he placed it, so they can probably bring out a Rev pretty quickly if they'd like to try to deal with it. And it is going to be the lanes like expected here, with Hag in the middle, the top dual lane of Rev and Hellbringer with Solstice in the woods and a true Suicide in Benzington. No surprise here that also Rhapsody and Dr. Repulsor head bottom. Rally heads middle, and Bubbles is in the Suicide role. Really, the only interchangeable aspect here is Bubbles and Rally. One of them could have gone Suicide, and the other one could have gone mid. doesn't really make a difference which, both of them can perform both roles, so it's not surprising that one chose to go in one and then the other one. Anyway. Bubbles getting really effectively harassed out here by the Defile from Revenant, as he's just doing a ton of damage. Bottom lane, meanwhile, Staccato Stuns are on this Benzington, and I want you DJ Rhapsody ult. And with Parasite here, they could look for a kill. I don't feel like they've got enough damage to do it, especially because Repulsor's not 6 yet. Once Repulsor hits 6, Benzington can be in a lot of trouble. But he's looking for the Joust here, will get away. Catman Stomp is there as well, and he could actually be in some trouble. A couple more auto attacks will be able to get a kill, and they're going to die for this. That's going to be the Bloodlust. So, just as I say, I don't think they're going to be able to kill him. That's exactly what they do. As they set that up pretty well with the Catman Stomp, and a little interesting that he chose to go for it right into the Stomp, especially when he saw Parasite sitting there in the Catman Champion, right where he was going. Meanwhile, middle lane, Hag sort of putting some damage on this rally, but not too much. Anyway, top lane pretty clearly being won by the Hellborn side. Middle lane is probably going to go in favor of this Hag, I think, just because I hate rally. And I want him to be a failure, but that's not exactly what's happening, as 280 gold per minute on rally compared to 141 on the Wretched Hag. Although really she's going for extensive harass at this point, and Rally sitting on just the 1 health potion and 1 mana pot compared to Hag's health pot, trees, and mana pot. There's the Haunt once again. Rally does get bottle levered, so that's going to help him quite a bit. And no surprise, bottom lane should go in favor of the Legion as well, as Benzington is one of the more powerful suicides in the game, but you still don't typically expect a suicide to win a lane. When it happens, you're more surprised than, oh yeah, that's what was going to happen. But obviously, Doctor doing extremely well down here with the Bloodlust, helping him out quite a bit. And we'll see how this goes, but so far Legion taking a bit of an advantage. Compel there onto Hag, as she can take a lot of damage as well, but returning with the Sono Scream and some auto attacks. Rally gonna bottle up and perhaps go for their initiation. And Hag needs to be real careful about this because Rally can get a kill if she's not extremely careful. Now she's dead. So, not surprising. That was not great play, really. So, things not looking so great here for the Hellborn side in the early going. They are down 2-0. Obviously, as a result, taking some hits in golden experience. Bottom lane Rhapsody continuing to try to box out this Benzington, who's not doing a really great job, I don't think, of using that Lance along, which is what he needs to do more of. Joust on there doesn't actually hit, so Staccato Stuns as well, and Benzington is not having a great game. So look at the numbers here, 26 and 24 for Doctor, and he is just absolutely destroying this top lane. Compare that to the opposing top laner in this bottom lane. I meant opposing short laner in Hellbringer, 20 and 15. So certainly not bad at all, but not the greatest. Solstice having a great time in the jungle here, 280 gold per minute, looking for the Alchemist Bones, and not bad. As if he can get those relatively soon, he should be alright. We're only at 5 minutes in, and he's already at 276 gold per minute, plus both of the Ghost March, or Gloves of Haze. Hag goes down in the middle once again, as the Seismic Slam finishes her off. I can understand that Hag should lose this lane, but I'm not sure if she should. I don't... Okay. Sorry, I said that the wrong way. I can understand Hag losing this lane. I don't think that she should. I think it was just a case of not really a great play. And... yeah, I guess that's what happens.
Now I feel like a cosmonaut.
That's great for you, Bubbles. It's important that you feel like a cosmonaut. The thing I'm concerned about is, you know, there's a reason we don't see Hellbringer very much, and it's because what does he do? Death Boil very powerful. Malphus Ultimate really powerful. The question is, mostly, is that going to be enough? And is that enough to give him a short lane? I don't think so. Like, I don't really get why you pick a Hellbringer into this lineup when you can get a better short laner. Corrupted Disciple, Slow there, Moon Queen, Soulstealer, Sandwraith, Dark Lady. There are about 14 different options that they could have gone with that would have been a lot better than this Hellbringer, so a little interesting. And I know I'm now just like, I'm flip-flopping here because Legion's starting really well. I think I still like the Hellborn's draft more. I'm just starting to see the flaws in it more than I did in the early game now that things are going particularly poorly. As Benzington can get initiated once again, and he's just totally dead. And Revenant here going to be in a lot of trouble as well. Does he have the Invis? Yeah, he does. He's going to try to get away with the Essence Shroud, and he's going to be successful. So interesting that he didn't put that on Benzington. Mid lane, meanwhile, Hag gonna drop once again. She tries to get the blink away, but obviously the silence and the compel. Little too much. Alchemist Bones are finished on Solstice, so 7 minutes in, pretty good timing for him actually. And Parasite in the opposing jungle, only at 223 gold per minute, so we're gonna see. Actually, his Revenant drops first, is what we're gonna see, as he just gets taken out by some pretty solid coordination from the Legion side. Rhapsody only level 3.
The Hellborn had destroyed a Legion tower. Not
the biggest deal. Up top, Malphus helps finish off the top tower. So that's going to help out in terms of the gold for the Hellborn side. But they're still down a fair bit here in the early going. And Hellbringer Ultimate, of course, still down for 2 minutes, because it is an extremely long cooldown early on. 160 seconds or something like that. Yep. So, Hag having some issues here. And we'll see if they can turn things around. Joust there onto Rhapsody, perhaps in a lot of trouble here. Defiler going to come out as well. Staccato stuns go onto Benzington. A couple more auto attacks and she's going to die, but the pullback in from Repulsor, they're trying to save her. And she's just going to be able to pour it out. Revenant going to die in the meantime. Benzington actually gets this Joust interrupted, and there's a double tap. So, tried to get out with the Joust, but the face hug came in at just the right time, silencing the Benzington, and not looking good. 8-0. And this is the kind of thing that can't happen when you go up against as just Seismic Slam. This can't happen when you got a Repulsor on the other team. You can't let him get off this sort of start. 450 gold per minute. And this is just real bad for the Hellborn. So it looks like I was extremely wrong. Rally having a real good game. Kelpfield goes down on Hellbringer here, and he's just dead. So that's a thing. And 300 GPM Hellbringer really can't do anything about the jump. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, Benzington and Revenant trying to do something about this Repulsor, but he's just going to run. Almost going to kill on Benzington here, who's still level 3. I'm just now realizing this. Benzington's level 3. Okay. That's a problem. 10-0 hero kill advantage here for the Legion side. Icon is finished. Oh my god. On Repulsor. He's a 9.5 minute Icon. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. Okay, so we're 10 minutes into this game, and Hellborn could absolutely turn it around. They have Solstice farming very well. 350 gold per minute, I can't ignore that. But he's done nothing. So that's got to be considered as well. And you know, this has been a 4v5 essentially, which I guess helps partially explain the 10-0 hero kill advantage that the Legion have. But they still have a 10-0 hero kill advantage, so it's not exactly the greatest thing in the world. Be like, oh, it's okay. It's been 4v5. Well, you're still down pretty heavily in both gold and experience here, 5k and 6k respectively. Invis rally, gonna see Benzington will get the compel and the seismic slam plus the demoralizing roll. Easy kill, and now he's gonna make his way out of here just with the port. Goodbye. So Hellborn team is able to do nothing about that. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Hellbringer is just dead. Tries to get a kill here on a Dr. Repulsor, and actually nearly does so, but nope. Now he's got to charge up, and he'll be regenerating a lot of health and mana with that Gift of the Goddess. And Hellbringer's trying to use that Malefice as much as he can. The problem is sort of that it's not being very effective, so it's great to be using it frequently, but it's got to actually do something. So Legion side right now in a really good position. Looking to do some damage to this bottom tower. Revenant is here, and we got a port coming in as well. That's Hellbringer once again. Hag also available. Essence Shroud goes down into Revenant, so he'll be doing some scouting. Obviously going to spot out Parasite in this Hell Cannon. Top lane, Bensington getting chased down here by Bubbles, who has the Kelp Field Shell Surf and Song of the Sea. If he lands a Shell Surf here, he's got an easy kill. He should probably jump the Kelp Field first, actually. No, he hits the Shell Surf. Wiz gonna go in. A couple more auto attacks. There's the Kelp Field. Joust goes out there. He's gonna try to turn this around. Nice silence, and a couple more auto. Nope. Choosing not to run in here. And instead, Rally gonna try to clean up this kill onto Bensington. But Bensington has support coming in the form of Solstice. That really wasn't a great play in my opinion. I'm not sure why he didn't just drop the Kelp Field here. Solstice will get caught by Rally. Manages to Alchemist on the creep before he gets initiated on, and he should be okay here. There's more Seismic Slam, not gonna hit actually. So, bit of a misplay there from Rally, and Solstice will be okay. I'm not sure if that would have killed him. Meanwhile, Rally here will get caught out by Hag a bit. He doesn't have the Seismic Slam. He's level 11, so yeah, that might have killed him. 650 damage, and Solstice has 1,000 health. Yeah, that might have killed him. Not sure. I guess I doubt it. Demoralizing Roar plus that probably would have killed him. Middle lane, meanwhile, going to be the Sace Hug on top of the Compel, and that's an easy kill on the Hag. Just dying super fast. Hellbringer here getting jumped on once again. Opposite charges go down, plus it's got a stuns, and you're dead. So that's short lane Hellbringer here at 220 gold per minute, and illustrating why we don't see Hellbringer very often in the competitive scene. So I was intrigued by the pick, and clearly that was the incorrect opinion. Top lane Bubbles, perhaps looking for yet another jump here on Bensington, but he has a lot more support this time with the Revenant hanging around. And Bensington also has been completely ineffective here, 93 gold per minute. Revenant also at 87 GPM, as these two heroes have just done nothing except die a bunch. Hag also in a similar boat.
Destroyed a Hellborn tower.
And early Hellbringer now approaching that point, and Solstice perhaps the only hero on this entire team that is worth anything, 375 GPM, so he's off to a real nice start. On the other hand, you kind of have to fault him for not being active early on. Solstice is a solid ganker from the jungle. He's got a powerful stun, and he never used it. He never, ever ganked. So, if you're going to run a pseudo tri-lane up top, seems like you should actually try to take advantage of the pseudo part of that tri-lane. And they didn't, really. I mean, you can see on the bottom lane, we had Repulsor and Rhapsody with Parasite coming in from the woods all the time, consistently ganking up Bensington and doing a lot to keep him down. A lot of the reason he is so underfarmed at this point. Rally gonna look for the Compel here, will actually hit it onto Bensington. There's a Shell Surf and Song of the Sea, easy kill. As he just has no health. 700 health on Bensington. He's actually the lowest health in the game. No, sorry, Hag has 682. But they are gonna get the kill on Hellbringer once again. Opposite charges, staccato stun, easy death. Hag here sort of looking for something else, but nope. 60-0 hero kills, and Hellborn, are you ever actually gonna get a kill, or are you just gonna... It's 16-0 in 15 minutes, so they're at a kill in a minute and no deaths. Repulsor here probably looking for some mana before he tries to jump this Hag. Off in the woods here, Rally and Bubbles will find Solstice. There's the stun onto him, actually. They might be able to turn this around into Rally. And in the meantime, they actually do get a Hag. Seismic Flame not going to hit. So we'll see if they can turn this around. But there's the ultimate from Solstice. Bubbles actually ports the Shell Surf away. He's in a lot of trouble now. A couple more auto attacks, and he will drop. Yep, that's going to be their first kill. So nice take cover. Not going to be enough. There's a stun from Solstice, and they finally get a kill. So also notable that Hag did finally go down, as I predicted earlier with the, oh yeah, Propulsion gets mana up and then kill Hag. It was a little while earlier, so probably not really worth going back and watching, especially because Hag has now died 6 times, and I'm sure we've seen enough of that Hag dying. You can probably get a really good idea of what it looks like comparing it to the previous 5 times it's happened in this 16-minute game. Port coming in here middle lane, and the entire Hellborn side is going to back off. Rhapsody's here as well. Compel over to the side, so Hellbringer's going to fall first. Malphus drops down 2, actually, but Hellbringer still dies. Benzington jumping in for some reason. Face Hug off to the side will finally catch Revenant, and he's going to try to get finished off. Repulsor here will get the Essence Shroud down. Not going to be enough. Nice ultimate from Rhapsody, saving the damage. I'm not sure if that would actually hit Parasite, but nice thought there, and Hag will port away. Staccato stuns continue to go off, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Actually, Shell Surf is back up, so he's looking for the shot. Nicely done, and there's that one more auto attack, and Hag's going to die here. Tight cover there on a Solstice stun, but it's not going to be enough, as Bubbles will die, so trades his life for Hag. Probably not a great trade at this point, but Hellborn still lose 3 heroes in exchange for just the Bubbles and Legion side, and they're also going to take this mid tower.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
So 20-2 now at this point, and I guess that's better than the 16-0 it was before, but still not particularly great. Ancient's going to be taken here by Solstice. They're only double stacked, but I'm not sure if he can take anything more than that. So that'll get him some gold, 420 GPM now. So once again, he's not farming badly, but the rest of his team has just got nothing. And this is not a 1v1 game, this is a 5v5 game, so not that that would matter. I mean, 532 GPM Repulsor is going to beat a 420 GPM Solstice, but outside of that, the rest of the Legion side is farming pretty well. 200 gold per minute, 210 on Bubbles is the worst farm on their team, and that's better than everybody except for the Solstice and the Hellborn. It's just not the sort of game you're going to win. So 18 minutes here, Hellborn apparently still feeling like they've got some chance of coming back and taking this. I am less optimistic. Hag have to blink away. Hellbringer still in some trouble. Kelpfield goes under the 2. Hag's gonna die immediately with Seismic Slam, and now Kelpfield also gonna be able to catch Hellbringer. Ultimate from Solstice, not gonna hit any. Oh, sorry, it did hit Bubbles. Did a bunch of damage actually, but they won't follow that up at all. Rhapsody here putting the Dance Sword down and the Staccato stuns, but this is a little dangerous. Benzington coming in off to the side, looking for the Joust, no doubt. Nice Compel out of there, and there goes the Nightfall onto Parasite. Nice ultimate from Rhapsody though, will save all that damage. Rhapsody's still gonna, nope, tries to Eliminate, and Benzington trying to live there. It won't happen with the Leech. Solstice and Revenant will be able to get away thanks to the Essence Shroud, but ends up being a 3-for-1 in favor of the Legion side once again. Port gonna be coming in here. Hellbringer, not a good idea, buddy.
Savage sick.
You don't have an escape mechanism. You got 2-3 heroes here that have long-range initiation. Hag will blink away. Let's see if no jump onto Revenant there. Repulsor, I think, looking for the angle. Perhaps gonna find Revenant. We'll just put an auto attack down. Illuminate there will catch him, so they obviously know where he is, and he's just going to jump out of there. Joust won't hit. Solstice looking for a jump onto somebody, perhaps. Essence Shroud is up, so that's why they can't see him. Rhapsody putting the stuns onto Hag. She'll be okay there. Actually, Shell Surf goes off, and Bubbles will port that. Meanwhile, Benzington drops immediately. Excellent Solstice onto the Iron Malphus, onto a punch, and a Bat Blast. So there goes the team fight. And Hellborn actually are coming out on top of this, and they've killed 3 heroes. Repulsor here does not have a ton of mana. He has enough to use some of it to try to get away, as that Gift of the Goddess is helping him heal up. So he might be okay here. Stun from Solstice is there, but he should be able to jump out of this. Try and actually turn it around. Not a great idea. As he ends up dropping. He should have just gotten the hell out of there. So it ends up being a 4 for nothing, really, as Bubbles is the only one who did not die. Repulsor going to buy back here, though, and jump back in. Will kill the Hag. Looking for the Hellbringer next, I assume. Nope. He will be picked up by the Bubbles, and now Solstice is going to get initiated on by Repulsor, but he will back off. So the buyback nets 1 kill, and then Bubbles picks off the other one. So a decent buyback, not the greatest in the world, but understandable, and will allow him to continue farming. 28-7 now. Hero kill advantage for the Legion side. So again, that fight went pretty well for the Hellborn, but I'm not sure if it matters. I'm not sure if they did that 2 more times if it would matter. I mean, there's 12k golden experience on the side of the Legion, and they've got good late game, and they have the best late game. Hellborn have better late game than they do, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. Up top, Bubble's going to be jumped perhaps by Benzington and Solstice. There's his stun, and actually will hit Nightfall as well on there. Puts the kill field down, but that's going to be a kill. And be a turn kill though with the Compel and the Seismic Slam. Actually, if Shrunken Head gets popped, that's physical damage though, buddy. Joust away will allow Benzington to live. Hellbringer's here, as actually Rally has a Shrunken as well. You noticed that. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, we do see the kill onto Revenant as Repulsor's like, hello. Death Bow goes on to 2 there. Nice slow under Rally, but they'll still be able to walk away quite easily as the Cicados just continue to interrupt Hellbringer. Wretched Hag here going to be jumped by Parasite. There's the face hug, and the last auto attack will be able to finish her off. Meanwhile, up top, they get the kill on Benzington with the initiation from the Compel. Demoralizing roll, 1 attack, and that's the nice kill. So all of a sudden, another 3 kills here from the Legion side as they pick off 1 in each lane. Dust goes down. We'll actually hit Hellbringer. And there's the Staccatos as well. Rally here looking for the opening. But Hellbringer will be able to get into the woods. And Tower falls. And they're likely looking to push this one in as well. Bubbles coming in to join them. Vorticite goes behind the tower. Will allow them to basically die this Hellbringer, and now you're in some trouble there, buddy. Compel stun goes down, plus the Shell Surf, and easy kill. I haven't talked about items too much, but Bubbles going for a Codex. I guess that's where we're at. Shrugging head on Rally, obviously Codex also on Parasite. He is leveling it up as level 2. Hellborn side not doing too much except for the Solstice, who has the Alchemist going Shrunken Head and Abyssal Skull. The rest of his team really not sitting on very much. Astrolabe finished by Revenant, so that's nice, but not the biggest deal.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
To the side here, Benzington will drop, thanks to Parasite and Repulsor. I keep wanting to say Ravener, I don't know why. Grimoire of Power also on Mr. Repulsor. Not Doctor, Mr. Repulsor. So at 25 minutes, he's got he's got an Icon and he's got a Grimoire. That's not great. Just thinking. Top secondary tower won't be pressured, but they do take the primary. And instead they're going to look for a jump here onto Richard Hag. Seismic Slam available in a couple of seconds, but it's not even going to be necessary as the burst from Parasite helps finish her off. Benzington here as well. Looking for the reinitiation. They have the kill field, they got the Seismic Slam. They even got Parasite Face Hug, so this is going to be another kill. Because for some reason, Benzington was like, yeah, I'll hang out. He just... What was that? That was a KS, first of all, with the Kelfield, but that was the most ridiculous face hug in the history of the world. That went like 4,000 units. Whatever. I mean, he obviously got it off before the joust went off, so it followed him through the joust because it's not a disjoint, but anyway, top secondary tower now will be pressured, and should be taken out relatively easily. Essence Shroud on Benson here, but I'm not sure what they think is going to happen with that. 20k gold, 19k experience. Just because reiterating is fun. Jump in here by Repulsor and Rally. Easy kill on the Hag. Benson is next on the list. They're both going to go down super fast. So Stiltman doesn't really do too much. As a Shrunken Head is up onto Rally. Malphus actually hits a few, but and they're going to try to finish somebody out. Rally actually drops here thanks to a bunch of damage, but Ralbringer also going to fall. Bubbles gets the Shell Surf off and the take cover, so he'll be okay. Parasite here looking for something. Repulsor actually in a lot of trouble. Will drop.
Too easy.
That was surprising. As I guess Solstice just had a little too much damage for that, so bit of a dive there, and doesn't quite pay off as they lose 3. 2? 2, excuse me. And they only take the Hag. They take the Hag and the Hellbringer, so it ends up being a 2 for 2. I guess that's not really what you want to do when you're this far ahead, but not the worst thing in the world, maybe? I don't know. Bit interesting, though, that they weren't able to just clean up there. I sort of thought that that's what was going to happen. And perhaps missing some spells there that I didn't notice. So Hellborn are continuing to hang around in this game for reasons I don't understand, and I've been saying that now for a while, and it's not because I have any bias against them or anything like that, or because, oh god, whatever. This is a reasonably exciting game. We've got 48 hero kills in 27 minutes, so not that, it's just, I don't understand why they're still in the game. I'm not saying they shouldn't be. I'm not saying that I don't want them to be anymore. I'm just saying I don't get the reasoning. Like, if this were me, I'd be CCing. Be like, yeah, we're down by 4 times the hero kills. We're about to lose our last outer tower. They're diving us in the base. This is clearly not going very well for us. Hag in the bottom lane won't get jumped as they don't see her. But the last outer tower does fall. And the rest of the Legion team is here. Looking to push this in. Essence Shroud on Hellbringer, but the dust goes off, and oh, that's a bad time for an easy kill there. As Rally tries to get Hag, but doesn't quite succeed. Hellbringer off in a lot of trouble. As the Codex kills him, Hag off to the side will take the last auto attack and drop. Nightfall goes down. Will's going to kill Rhapsody, so they got 2 lives still here. And Solstice doing what he can to kill everybody, but Benzington is next on the list. Rally actually compels through, and Solstice is going to die. So Benzington the last of 1 available. Shell Surf goes through, Song of the Sea, and Codex will upkill. Not even the Song of the Sea, just the Codex. So that's a genocide. Gonna be bottom racks.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn tower.
And I will reiterate my position. I don't understand why the Hellborn are still in this game. There's some racks down.
A Hellborn barracks has been destroyed.
No, they're going to pour it out instead of trying to take middle, as most of the Hellborn side is up. Benson back up in a couple of seconds. Solstice still has a longer timer. Nope, reinitiation there. Pretty easy kill onto Revenant and Hag.
Someone likes to get spanked.
Yep, they kind of do apparently. We'll see if Hellbringer pokes out far enough to drop as well. Repulsor doing some damage to this middle tower, as that seems like their next target. He's just sitting there tanking it. That Icon providing so much regen, 22.4, 10.74. Is he actually going for a Nullstone next? Interesting. Not too many targeted abilities by the Hellborn side, but the regen is obviously very nice. Yeah, 32 mana per second, 22 health per second. So his regen's pretty off the charts awesome. As most of a Nullstone in a 26 charge, Icon of the Goddess will do that for you. Breastplate on Rally, Puzzle Box on Parasite. Obviously Codex was finished on Bubbles for a while. Rhapsody with a fair bit of items. Hellborn side not getting too much. Looks like Hellbringer's definitely going for the refresher here, but he's not going to get it. So we'll see what he can do. Benson just has a Soul Scream ring on top of Steam Boots, nothing there. Frostburn on Solstice, so he's going for the Dawnrunner. Not a bad choice, just not going to be enough. Hag here, we're looking for a Grimoire as well, and it's about time she abandoned that dream, so... it's too late to get a Grimoire at this point. 125 GPM, it's not going to happen. We're going to see the Legion side push in once again, and obviously they have the ability to be patient with this, as the bottom lane will continually push in their favor. Off of the side here, Jipper also will in fact jump in onto Solstice. They know that's the only real target. They're going to burst him down super fast. Malphus goes down to the 3. Batbust is a couple as well, but Hag going to drop as well. Hellbringer dies immediately, and so does Revenant. Bensington
to get
joust out of there, but he's probably not going to survive Compel there.
Quad kill.
And it's quad kill for Repulsor.
Someone likes to get spanked.
Malphus Malphite to die. No buybacks available. Yep. And there's a CC fight, which took really too long.
A Hellborn barracks has been destroyed.
But whatever. Good game, lots of action.
Barracks has been destroyed.
As the Legion side pretty clearly outplayed their opponents. And I do still think well, maybe the Hellborn's draft wasn't better. I don't know, maybe I should go back and revisit that opinion, but no doubt that the play was superior on the Legion side, and let's see if Repulsor can get an Immortal after his
Kill.
Anyway, Rally, what a dick. Well deserved the Legion side, doing what they needed to do and getting a pretty solid victory there. And this is going to do it for this game. They will move on.